Hello, everybody. Hello. How's it going?
How's everyone doing out there?
This is
Let's see if I
our
can get
new and improved time, hopefully. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. My name is John Gardner, and this is my wife and law partner,
Hey,
Radlin
guys.
Mendoza. And we are the immigration law firm Gardner and Mendoza. We come to you every week to give you information about immigration law and, most importantly, to answer your immigration questions. We know that you have lots of questions and we have answers. We have typically been doing this live cast on Wednesday nights from 8 to 9. We recently switched to Fridays from noon to 1. It seems to work out better for everyone. So if you have any comments about that, let us know.
Yes, please let us know in the comments what you prefer.
Yeah.
This is for us. It's a better time.
It's a better time. Yes.
Only because of dinner and
yeah, we have children, so they're in school right now, so it does make it a little bit easier for us to do it during the day. And I also want to say hi to all of our friends over here on TikTok. We simulcast with Facebook Live, and then we also are being joined by all of our TikTok folks out here. So a lot of times I'm looking to the side here. I'm not just drifting off, staring into space. I'm actually just monitoring the questions that are loading up.
I'm staring off into space. Right. I might be staring off into space.
Yeah. I just realized looking here on the camera, I've kind of got my Johnny Cash look going on here.
Yes, sort of black on black.
Black on black.
I like it. It's
that was not by design, but it works. It works fine, right? And I also want to say hi real quick because I know that my mom said that she always joins with my nephew Daniel. They're always watching, even if they don't show up on the comments. So just want to say hi, Mom. Hi, Dan. All right, they're in Ohio.
Hi, guys. And yeah, it's lunchtime. And I realized that no matter what time of day it is when we're doing Facebook live stream, my stomach is grumbling. I might just be hungry, a person that's hungry all the time. But anyhow, let's get started with
one thing I wanted to warn everyone before we go any further. What we do here is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not legal advice. So we are going to field questions. Radlin's going to give answers, but these are hypothetical questions with very short amount of information. And, we don't think you're lying, obviously, but we have no way to verify even if the information you're providing is accurate or not. So really what we're doing is fielding a hypothetical set of facts that you're presenting and then giving you a hypothetical answer. It is not legal advice. Okay.
Yep. Not legal advice.
If you want legal advice, you're going to have to hire us to represent you, and we will give you lots of legal advice. Very, very good legal advice. All right.
That's right. That's right. So I want to start off with going over the processing times. And one of the frequent questions that we get them in our social media, we get them on TikTok a lot, we get them as questions, is what are the current processing times for USCIS, typically to process the I-130 petition. And the I-130 petition is the petition for alien relative, and it's the petition that generally kicks off the case for you if you're filing for a family member. All right. So just as a reminder, lawful permanent residents can petition for only their spouse and their unmarried children. And guys, unmarried children, that child could be any age. So don't think because your son or daughter is over the age of 21 and you're a lawful permanent resident, don't think that you cannot petition for them. So long as they are unmarried as a lawful permanent resident, you can petition for them. So I do a lot of videos on this very thing. I've done maybe 20 videos just to get the information out there that lawful permanent residents can petition for their spouse. They can petition for their unmarried children. You do not have to wait to become a U.S. citizen in order to file those petitions. And then U.S. citizens can petition for their spouses, parents, unmarried and married children, and siblings. So when we talk about the I-130 petition, that's what we're talking about. All right. So
yeah, you want me to read these? So
yeah, sure. I will look at the questions and then you can go.
So over. U.S. citizen filing for a parent, spouse, or unmarried child under 21 years of age. All right. California Service Center, 10.5 months. Nebraska Service Center is 10.5 months. The Potomac Service Center is 12 months. The Texas Service Center is 11 and a half months. And the Vermont Service Center is 16 months. Lawful permanent resident filing for the only family members they can file for, a spouse and unmarried children, no matter what the age, would be the California Service Center, 25 and a half months, the Nebraska Service Center, 10 and a half months, the Potomac Service Center, 29 months, the Texas Service Center, 20 months, and the Vermont Service Center, 30 months.
Yep.
All
So
right.
those are the I-130 processing times when you file an I-130 petition. Remember, once that petition is approved, your case goes on to phase 2, which is the National Visa Center processing. And if a visa is available, it will go there and you can upload your documents and things like that, pay your fees. But again, a visa may not be available for many of these categories. So there's a wait.
Yeah. And these service centers, by the way, are random. It's not like if you live, well, I live in New York, so I guess mine will definitely go to the Vermont Service Center since it's just one state over. That is not necessarily true. It's kind of luck of the draw here. You're probably noticing, wow, some of these are a lot shorter. I mean, Nebraska's 10 and a half and Vermont's 30. There's some luck involved here.
Yep. And we get that question a lot. Can we file
a lot.
all of our case? Can we make sure it goes to the Nebraska Service Center? And the answer is unfortunately not.
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't that be great if we could do that?
Yeah, we could just pick and choose,
Yeah.
kind of like plaintiffs do in personal injury cases where they pick a district where they know they'll have hopefully a favorable jury.
Yep.
This happens all the time.
All right. I'm going to grab the first question of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Again, I am Radla Mendoza, and this is my law partner and husband, a partner in life,
Mm-hmm.
father of our 3 children, John Gardner, and we are the attorneys at Gardner Mendoza. We started our law firm 22 years ago, October of 2000.
Yep.
And here we are answering your immigration questions, which we started this around COVID. Was it COVID or before
It was
COVID?
right at the beginning of COVID.
Right at the beginning of COVID.
We had a lot of clients who were wanting to get a lot of updates about what was happening with court closures and with USCIS and the schools even. And
Yep.
so we just, as a public service, we started doing it and never stopped.
Here we are. And this is our 3rd year, the beginning of
Right.
our 3rd year. So very exciting to
kind of morphed into answering the questions, because what we found over time was as the COVID information just kind of became the same thing over and over again, people were asking a lot of questions. And so eventually it sort of turned into just a pure question and answer program. We occasionally have some updates, but the reality is that there just are not a lot of huge immigration updates. For those of you who've been with us for a long time, that we always talk about this. Every time there's a new president, every time there's a new Congress, there's always a lot of talk about some big immigration reform. We haven't seen it. It's been over 20 years, and it continues to be elusive. So,
yeah. The more years that pass, the more cynical I get. But I'm a positive person. Anyway, let's go to questions.
Someday. Okay.
Justin says, hi, good afternoon. I have a 3-year-old son who is diagnosed with autism and is currently having therapy. Question is, will I be able to apply for cancellation of removal? I've been staying here in the United States for 7 years. Justin, great question. Cancellation of removal, it really depends on your situation and depends on your child and the severity of your child's autism and many factors in whether you can apply for cancellation of removal. The other part of this also is that this cancellation of removal is a defensive filing and so what that means is when you are put into immigration proceedings, your defense is cancellation of removal, right? So if you are just going about your business and you're not in removal proceedings, you would have to be put into removal proceedings in order to file for cancellation of removal. So we would need to know more information. Justin, it's a really great question. I hope that your son is okay, and I'm glad that he's receiving therapy. But we would need more information, and it is also a defensive filing. Hope that helps.
Okay, yeah, and we got a lot of people checking in here saying hello. So I want to say hi back to all those people. They're all over the place. We get people that join us from all over the country and all over the world for that matter, especially a lot of folks that join us from the Philippines for our live stream. And we also have clients all over the country, every state practically, and all over the world as well. We're an immigration law firm, so obviously there's a natural fit there that folks that are in other places would be hiring us. But I also wanted to mention that because we do represent people from all over the place, and you don't have to be where we are located for us to be your attorneys. And so if you would like to talk to us about helping you with your case, you can reach out to us. Our phone number is 757-464-9224, or you can reach out to us at info@gmlaw.net. And our office is physically located in Virginia Beach, Virginia, which is on the East Coast of the United States. However, we do everything virtually. So wherever you are, we can represent you just as easily as we would if you were right down the street from us. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So why don't we grab a question here real quick? We got some folks telling us to. Okay. First question on TikTok is, can I go home to the Philippines using a travel permit while my green card is still processing?
I see. So it sounds like person has advanced parole, which allows a person to enter the United States after leaving the country, and it allows them to enter back in as a person who has applied for adjustment of status, if that is what your question is. So we have a policy here that we do not answer, should I travel, can I travel? That's too much of a risky question. And again, John mentioned at the beginning of this that this is not legal advice. Generally speaking, advanced parole allows you to enter the United States after you've filed for a green card application and that it's pending. But there are some circumstances where not advise my clients to travel. And so I would speak with your immigration attorney. Hopefully you have one. Very important to have one to answer this question for you and analyze it for you to make sure that, yes, it'll be fine for you to travel.
Yeah, traveling is one of those things that, in certain circumstances may be fine, but there's always some risk involved with that. And so as a general rule, Radlin's right, we do not like to, we like to play it safe with our clients. And so unless there's an absolute need to do something, even if a risk is small, we're probably going to advise against it, because over in 20 plus years, we've seen it all. And we know that even little things can sometimes go off the rails unexpectedly.
Yeah, we've seen COVID hit and people not able to come into the United States, but even if you're a U.S. citizen. So that's especially true now. Hi, Miss Evelina. How are you? Great to see you. And again, for those of you who join us on Wednesday nights from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are thinking about switching this permanently to Friday from 1 to 2, just because it works out better for our schedule and our family schedule. If you guys are like, no, please don't change it off of Wednesday, we would love to hear from you. And if you're rewatching this, hello, thanks for clicking on a button to rewatch a live stream.
I forgot to say hi to all those who are joining weeks, months, even a year later, 2 years, 3 years from now, somebody could be clicking on this. So hello to you 3-year future folks as well.
Yeah. But if you have a strong opinion about, hey, I really love this on Wednesday nights, let us know.
Yeah.
And if Evelina is here, she's joining us on Friday and you've been here on Wednesday. So thanks for coming both times. I mean, we do have some tried and true people for Wednesday nights. It's been a long-standing.
That's true.
Long-standing thing. So we've gone back and forth about it. All right, let's grab a question off of TikTok.
Okay, so this question is, do I have to wait a year to apply for residency based on asylum? I don't know the answer to that question. Do you?
So again, this is basic information, right? Once you are approved for asylum, then you may be eligible to apply for lawful permanent residency after 1 year based on that asylum. So hopefully that helps. Guys, when you ask these questions, sometimes I think that you don't have an immigration attorney,
Yeah.
which is fine. But as immigration attorneys and running an immigration law firm, I mean, it's super important to just make sure that you have a professional who's looking at your case and making sure all is well and advising you on these important things, right? I would think that when to apply for lawful permanent residency after getting your asylum is a super important case, and whether you can, super important question whether you can. Not only does it lead to, just making sure that everything is done properly, but also, could lead to more opportunities for you, right? And not missing out on the chance to file. But anyhow.
Yeah, folks. I mean, immigration law is very, very specialized. So, first of all, you should have an attorney representing you. I mean, you don't have to, but highly, highly recommend it. Secondly, the attorney that you hire matters. You want to make sure that you're hiring somebody who specializes in immigration law, that's what they do. Okay, so if you are dealing with, I'm not trying to knock other law firms, but if you see a law firm who's doing a lot of different areas of practice and one of them happens to be immigration, that's a red flag to me. I would steer clear of that, because immigration law firms, that's what they do, is immigration law. And then even within immigration law, there are various types of cases. You have family cases. This was a question involving asylum. There are folks that come on here have questions about business, immigration law. So you also want to deal with a firm who, even within the firm, has different lawyers that specialize in those different areas. And you know where this is all going to end up. We do only immigration law, and we have attorneys that have specialization in these various areas as well. So if you have an asylum case, the lawyer you have representing you is going to be different than if you have, say, a business immigration case. So make sure you look at that carefully. You don't have to hire us, but I strongly recommend it.
Okay, that's going to segue into our most recent 5-star review on Google. And this just makes our hearts happy.
Absolutely.
Because this is what it's all about. This is why this is why we do what we do. Anyhow, this is from Jay Cruz, and he says, I highly recommend Gardner Mendoza's service to anyone who's seeking for green card, citizenship, etc. Agent, I think he meant to say attorney Sarah Lawler. Attorney Sarah Lawler. Sarah is our managing attorney at the law firm. She's been with us for maybe her 7th year this year.
She's a superstar attorney for sure.
Agent Sarah Lawler, attorney Sarah Lawler, is amazing. She is very knowledgeable and professional. She went above and beyond. She made everything possible. Every single penny we spent was all worth it. I've been doing referrals after I got my green card, meaning he refers us his friends and family and people that he comes in contact with, which is an amazing, testament to Sarah and our team.
Yeah, a very large number of our clients come from referrals.
Yeah, the majority, right. So now I am about to receive my U.S. citizenship and enjoy the American dream, all because of Gardner Mendoza's service by helping anyone in personally, locally, or even globally. Thank you for Mrs. Sarah for helping my dream come true. So I think that,
great review.
We're bragging about our team. We're really proud of the team that we've built, but more of this case was complicated, right? And it took years to resolve, years. And you don't want to leave that to someone who is not an immigration professional. Anyhow. All right. Okay. So I want to pull up Evelina's comment here, which is amazing. So Evelina says, I just want to testify to how quickly the I-134 works. I-134A. So basically this is where you are agreeing to be the financial sponsor for people who are in Haiti, Venezuela, Nicaragua, and Ukraine. And so Evelina says, we applied for my brother to come from Haiti, and just in a few months time frame, he's coming today. That's amazing. That's so awesome. And thank you for doing that. she continues on saying, it's such a blessing. My fiance had been trying to bring him for years, and with the I-134, it flipped years into month. God is good. Apply, 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 quick and easy.
Put this last one up too. I like that.
This one?
Yeah.
All right. And this is live testimony, guys. Sorry. All right. We got to do a little bragging here. Evelina continues to say, although you said I probably didn't need you. I said that? I can't believe I said that.
That must have been.
I must have been had too much caffeine or something. I mean, anyway, carb overload. Having y'all throughout my citizenship process made it a breeze. I didn't have to worry about anything except studying for the test, which you aced. You did great.
Didn't have to worry about anything, and that's
exactly
really what it comes down to, folks.
That's why you hire professionals.
You hire professionals to do things for you so that you don't have to worry about them. If we represent you, we're going to tell you what documents you need. We're going to help you get them. We're going to do all of it. And you're just going to have to go about your rest of your life and enjoy yourself. And then that's it. Sleep well at night.
Yeah. Right? Sometimes we don't sleep well at night, but
no,
that's our problem.
That's right.
That's why you hired us.
The minute you hire us, all the stress, all the worry, and all the questions, that's all on our shoulders, not yours anymore.
And our team.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm in our law firm.
They're doing great, though. They're holding up. They're also professionals. All right. Next question.
All right. This question, we would need a lot more information, I think. She says, my case got denied due to 2 entries as a minor. Is there anything else I can do besides VAWA? We would
need a lot more information.
We would need a lot more information. We're not trying to dodge your question.
It sounds like permanent bar to me, but it could be anything. It sounds like,
if you
I don't know what it could be.
Yeah, if you schedule a consultation with our office, we would go into a very, very deep dive. That's a perfect example of a case where we would need, an entire hour of consultation time to really, really get all the facts, all the details, see what options may be there. Maybe there aren't any. Maybe there's something easy that you don't even know about and you haven't thought about. So,
and no option, guys, is also good to know.
Yeah.
We get a lot of consultations, a fair amount where we're evaluating a case and there is no option. And sometimes that recommendation is to continue in status quo. Sometimes that recommendation is you probably shouldn't apply for this benefit. Sometimes that recommendation is go ahead and do it. But a lot of times it's status quo. There's nothing that we can do, nor should you pay anyone else to try to do something for you.
Right.
So for many years, I felt, as a person who likes to help people, who went to school to help people, saying that there was nothing that I could do, it made me feel really bad. I mean, it still does, but I've come to realize that knowing that you can't do anything is also something that's very valuable to know.
Absolutely. And in one other example is there are also situations where you may be about to do something and you have a consultation with us and we discover something and we realize that, wait, don't take that step. You're going to really have a problem if you do that. And that's good to know as well.
Yeah.
We've had cases where we were like, wow, it's a good thing you came and saw us. Because if you had filed this, you would really put a nail in your own coffin. And so it's not just about making the right first steps. It's also about avoiding the first wrong steps. Maybe you want to naturalize and become a U.S. citizen, and there's something that's kind of just been under the radar. And if you apply, it's now going to come out. And not only are you not going to be able to naturalize, you're going to be put in removal proceedings. That's something you would want to know, obviously,
before making a decision.
Making a decision about whether you want to risk applying for citizenship. So it really is worth, the consultation. Our consultation fee is $275. I think it's extremely well spent to make sure that you're doing it right. If you choose not to hire us, obviously that's your choice, but I think you owe it to yourself to at least make sure that you're doing the right thing and that you're not making any fatal errors right out of the gate. Okay. Okay. Let me grab a question here. You got anything else down
We
there?
don't have any questions here on our Facebook.
All right. Well, there's
Twitter and YouTube.
Then we're a TikTok Friday because they'll just keep coming here.
Awesome.
We may have to like read between the lines on this one. Let's try to figure out. Does filing my non-residential spouse on a tax return help any spouse case? Or maybe it's supposed to be see help my spouse case. So
okay,
that makes a little more
help.
sense. Yeah, my spouse case.
Yeah.
Probably.
So the question we believe is we're joint filing a tax return together. My spouse is not a resident, but maybe spouse is applying for lawful permanent residency based on marriage to the person asking the question. If that is the case, then yes, it shows that you are commingling your finances, and that goes to bona fides of your marriage and your relationship. So yes, it does.
Okay. And Barbie here wants to know if there's a way to go from a tourist visa to a student visa.
Is there a way to go from tourist visa to student visa? Yes, there is a way. You would have to go and reach out to whatever school you're interested in applying to. Let's say you are, here in the Hampton Roads area, you're interested in going to Tidewater Community College. You go and make an appointment with them and see if they will issue you what's called an I-20, and take that I-20 and apply for a change of status from your tourist visa status to a student visa, an F1. Timing is important here. Like if you just got here yesterday, I wouldn't necessarily file a change of status right away.
Right.
But yeah, reach out to whatever school and see if they're willing to help you. Some schools will not do an I-20 if you only have 30 days or less left on your I-94. Sometimes that's even longer. So yeah, you can do it. We can help.
And Avilio here says, hi, attorney.
Nice to see you.
I'm assuming that that's me, but maybe they're talking to you.
Talking to me. I just did a TikTok video.
I'm kidding. And Rock Your World says, hello, Bo.
Hello. Hopefully we're rocking your world with this Q&A. I mean, I'm feeling it.
Salamat
totally.
Po for joining us. All right. All right. Here's a pretty open-ended question. How long does it take to file for a fiance? So maybe we could talk a little bit about just the fiance visa process.
Yeah. So
thoughts on it.
Yeah. So John earlier, if you guys missed it, he went over the USCIS processing times for filing an I-130 petition as a U.S. citizen for immediate relatives, and filing an I-130 for lawful permanent residents filing for their spouse and unmarried children. I meant to say that those processing times have stayed the same for the past, 4 months or so. They have not changed, which is, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? I mean, at least they haven't gotten longer, right? So the thing that has gotten longer, however, is filing the I-129F, which is what you file if you're filing for a fiancé visa. So you have to be a U.S. citizen to file for a fiancé visa for your fiancé. And right now, it's taking USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, immigration, to 15 and a half months to process that I-129F. So for those of you out there who are thinking about doing the I-129F, I highly recommend that you reach out to us and make an appointment. Let us go through whether that is the right thing for you to do, right? Or is the right thing for you to do is to go and get married and file an I-130 petition instead for your spouse as a U.S. citizen. There are some major disadvantages of filing a fiancé visa right now. Again, the fiancé visa, when it was taken 2, 3, 4 months, was awesome, right? Because the goal is just for the couple to be together as soon as possible. And that is still the goal of the couples that we talk to. Like, we want to be together as soon as possible. I want my fiance on the same soil where I am standing in the United States, right? That's the goal. But now that the processing time for fiance visas for the I-129F is so long, I mean, it's 15 and a half months. You got to really reevaluate that, because when you come to the United States on a fiance visa, then you get married, and you still have to file the green card application. In many jurisdictions, that's taking 20 months. And while you're here, you can't work until you get that work permit, which is taking like 12 months. So really, really think about that. When we have appointments where we're talking to couples who might be thinking about filing the fiance visa, or we really kind of dig down and find out, what are your goals? What do you want to do? And is this the best thing for you? In fact, I told someone, based on their facts, is like, you should just go get married and come back and file the I-130 petition. That's not going to work for everyone, but come talk to us. Again, just as a reminder, our consultation fees are $275. It's a virtual consultation, no matter whether you're in our backyard or whether you're in, Colorado or California or wherever you are. It's going to be a virtual video consultation through Zoom, and we will do a deep dive into what you should or shouldn't be doing.
Right. And that all makes sense, I'm sure, because most of you are already here. If you're here, you're already, maybe somewhat familiar with immigration processes, but you might think of it like, an analogy would be, I want to go to Akron, Ohio to see my mother for Mother's Day. Okay. We live in Virginia Beach. There are a couple different ways for me to get to Akron, Ohio. The goal is for me to be there on Mother's Day, but there are different routes. One route takes a little longer than the other. One route is more scenic than the other. One route has tolls, one does not. There are all these different things involved. And so, you have to evaluate what is the best route for you to get to where you're trying to go based on those things. And we can walk you through all of that.
Hopefully that answers your question. I know you probably are like, whoa, okay, I didn't ask all that. But
I asked the question, and now
15 and a half months.
This guy's talking about driving to Akron, Ohio. I don't even know what that is.
Listen, again, guys, 15 and a half months to just get the I-129F approved. You still have to go to the National Visa Center for 60 days or whatever. Then you have to schedule that interview. So believe me when I tell you, that is just a ridiculously long amount of time. And there may be other ways, better ways.
Yeah. And I feel like this warning is especially important because it's, I feel like with our clients, and especially folks that join us, Facebook Live, TikTok, it's like the natural thought is like, oh yeah, the fiance visa, that's what you do, right? She's my fiance or he's my fiance. But like Radlin said, it may not be. You really want to just hold on for a second, schedule a consultation with us, discuss it, and then decide whether that's really what the best thing is for you to do or not. Okay. We'll move on from that.
Yeah, let's move on from that. Let me pull up Evelina's question here from Facebook. So since the I-134A only allows you to stay for 2 years, and my brother's paperwork have been in the works for years, with him being here on U.S. soil now, that should make the process easier for him to gain permanent residency, right? So Evelina, the visa still has to be available. So I don't know when you filed for your brother's case, what year, but we'd still have to look at the current visa bulletin to see whether that visa is available or whether that priority date has been reached, the date that you got in line, which segues us into another favorite topic of filing the case, right? Filing the I-130 for your sibling, even though it takes a really long time. But let me know when you guys filed that I-130 petition. It can give you an idea of how long it's still going to take. But the fact that he's here, when you brought him here with the I-134A does not necessarily mean that it's going to be faster, easier, possibly. Yeah, I mean, let's just say he comes here and the visa is available, he would be eligible to file for adjustment of status here in the United States, because he is. Well, you know what? Take that back. Don't just pretend I didn't say that. But
Yeah, disregard
what
that
is
informational educational information.
informational education, right, right. But let me know when the I-130 petition was filed, and I can look that up for you.
Yeah, on the timing, Radlin's right. I mean, that's something. It is a drum that we beat here every week, and that is to not be dissuaded or overwhelmed by the length of processing times or the length that you're gonna have to wait for some relative. They are what they are, and the time is going to pass no matter what. So you want to make sure that you get started, make a consultation, schedule a consultation with us, make sure you're off on the right foot. And even if we do it, the sooner you get it started, the sooner it's going to be over, right? It's like cooking a turkey. I mean, it's going to be 4:00 this afternoon today at some point, right?
Yeah.
And if you put your turkey in this morning, you're going to be ready to eat at 4:00. If you haven't put the turkey in yet, 4:00 is going to roll around and you're not going to be eating. So get the turkey in the oven.
John's hungry.
That is my advice.
I'm hungry too.
My advice. My Facebook Live advice today is get the turkey in the oven. Okay?
Or put another way, get in line.
Yeah.
File the case, get in line.
Get in line, get it filed, because these cases are all processed in the order that they're received. So there's absolutely nothing to be gained by just waiting for a long time. Okay.
Okay, I like this question.
Yeah, this is a really interesting one. Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I saw that too. That caught my eye. Hi, I have 245I, April 6, 2001. When start the paperwork or work permit from Mexico?
So this person is what we call 245I grandfathered based on the question. He has.
Evelina says, get the turkey. Okay, I'm sorry.
So
245I.
245I, John and I are intimately familiar with 245I because
when we caught my eye. Wow.
When we started our law firm, 245I had just come out. We started our law firm October of 2000, and 245I allowed people who were undocumented, out of status, to have petitions filed on their behalf on or before April 30th of 2001, and then be able to adjust status through their employment when a visa became available, or through an immediate relative, or a family member whenever a visa became available. And of course, the immediate relatives of U.S. citizens, the visa is always available. So these folks had to pay $1,000 penalty, and our phone, when we opened our law office, went from not ringing to ringing off of the hook because of this law change. It was huge. It was massive.
And it was indeed.
Yep. And it was very exciting to be in the thick of 245I as new attorneys and a new law firm. And we helped thousands of people. We are extremely proud to say. And some of those folks are still our clients today, and their family members. And so
friends.
Yep. So
we do business
near and dear.
We do business with many of them. They have all kinds of different work. It was a great experience.
In fact, one of our 245I clients, and we got a green card for, just dropped off, 10 pounds of scallops for us, because that's what he does for a living. And he's been doing that since since 2000, 1998. Yep. Anyhow,
they feed us. They pay our house.
Yep. So La Ley de la Multa was what it was called. And for this person here, when do you start with regard to getting your work permit? You're from Mexico. If a petition was filed for you, then you are grandfathered under 245I. And what that means is maybe the application that you filed, the person or the company that applied for you back then on April 6th of 2001, maybe they're no longer in the picture. Maybe you don't work for that company anymore. You can still use that filing to file other processes. So I would say, Carlos, reach out to us. Our phone number is 757-464-9224. It sounds like you've been here for a really long time, but if you prefer talking to someone in Spanish, we have 4 people on our team that speak Spanish. Yep. Our law firm was actually started the primary goal was to serve the Latino community in our area, because there was a big void there. So we have many people that speak Spanish. I do speak Spanish, but not in public. And certainly not on camera. But we'll be happy to help you. And
yeah, you really should reach out. Be happy to talk to you. And if you are in fact, if you're correct about this, if you are in fact 245i grandfathered, as our daughter Sammy always likes to say, that is something for sure.
It's a score.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, we love 245i cases because they are few and far between where a person is grandfathered under 245i.
That's a big deal. So please reach out to us.
All right. So I'm gonna grab Chris's question here. Chris says,
"Ooh, look at that. That's really pretty. Nice. Where is that?"
Yeah, Chris, where's the photo? Where's the background of the photo? All right. Hello, attorney. My wife is currently waiting for I-130 approval. Can she apply for a tourist visa while waiting? Thank you. So great question, Chris. And a question that is on a lot of people's minds, especially since the I-130 petitions are taking such a long time. Your wife is free to apply for a tourist visa, but I'm not sure whether she should or not. And the reason why is because she has an immigrant visa petition pending. And when she applies for a tourist visa, that is a non-immigrant visa. And when she completes her DS 160 and answers all the questions, she's going to say, I have a spouse in the United States. I have a petition pending. Because, these are all questions that you have to answer in the affirmative. You certainly should not hide the fact that you have an I-130 petition pending or that you have a spouse in the United States. And when those questions are answered, yes, the tourist visa is probably going to get denied. I can't say that for sure, but trends and just because you have that dual intent situation and the dual intent is not permissible with the B1, B2 visa, it is probably going to get denied. I'm sorry to say. So wherever your spouse is, you'll have to just go and visit and hang in there. I hope that your petition gets approved soon. All right.
All right.
Next up.
So the next question here is, are there options for a person who came into the U.S. illegally but is now married to a U.S. citizen?
Yes, there are options. There are options. We just talked about 245i grandfathering is the person that he or she married in the military. Provisional waiver is potentially an option. So yes, there are options. And again, we would need to have a consultation to really determine what the best route is. And this is one of our favorite types of cases to work on just because for someone to be in the United States for such a long period of time without status and to be able to get them status is awesome. It's just a real feel good moment for us. And we love helping people like that. So please reach out to us. And just as a refresher, our phone number is 757-464-9224. Actually, if you call now, someone will answer the phone and help you and book an appointment for you. And you can also reach out to us on info@gmlaw.net, which is our email if you want to shoot us an email. And Messenger, we have 100% response rate, quick response rate on Messenger, which is on our Facebook page at Gardner Mendoza Law if you want to shoot us a message on Messenger. But phone call is awesome, and you get to talk to one of our wonderful team members.
Right.
Chris, you're very welcome.
Okay. We are closed on federal holidays.
Is that a question?
No, I'm still thinking about that.
Okay. All right. So John wanted to talk about this. Like, no, we don't want to talk about it. But then since we read a 5-star review, we will tell you about a 2-star review that we got today. Yeah. So not all of them are 5-star reviews, guys. Yes, we got a 2-star review.
Somebody gave us a 2-star review.
Someone gave us a 2-star review. Yeah.
They came to our physical office and we were not open. And they were upset about that. So they gave us a 2-star review. And when we looked into it.
And said they were not open.
Yeah. We were not open because it was Martin Luther King Day holiday here in the United States. And our office is closed on Martin Luther King Day. So we apologize to that person. But no regrets because we're closed on Martin Luther King Day. Okay.
Yeah. So we are typically open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we are by appointment only. So you really can't just walk in. I mean, you can walk in, but it is by appointment only. And
if you show up at our
yeah.
office on Martin Luther King Day, the door will not be open.
Yeah. In all federal holidays.
All
in
federal
fact, we are
holidays.
closed on all federal holidays. We give our team and ourselves paid day off on all federal holidays. So this is a great segue.
President's Day, Christmas Day, New Year's Day,
Thanksgiving. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. So there are a lot of days that we are closed. So we put it on our Facebook page when we're closed. And we also update our Google My Business to show that we're closed. So sorry to the gentleman who may have come on Martin Luther King Day.
Right. And in fairness, maybe he didn't know anything about Martin Luther King Day.
Because this person is unknown to us. We don't see this person in our intake or calls or anything. So if person you're listening, please consider removing the 2-star review. I don't think it's deserved.
Now that you know why we were closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
We move on.
Wait. Before we get to the next question, I want to say that Gardner Mendoza is hiring right now. We are hiring for multiple positions. We're hiring for a bilingual receptionist as well as a bilingual paralegal. And we are looking for an inside sales associate, also bilingual. So if you guys are interested in any of those positions, check out our website where we have our jobs listed. I'm not sure all 3 of them are listed yet, but they may be. So check that out. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to take a look and review your resume. Yeah. We're very, very excited about the growth and adding to our team. Our team is really tight knit, and we'll put you through the paces for an interview, but it would be well worth it.
Yeah, it's a great place to work. I work there. I love it. All right.
All right.
Evelina has a great sense of humor. Okay.
You're funny.
Okay. The next question up here is, what happens if my U.S. citizen apply in 2002 when I was single, but now I'm married?
What happened?
I'm confused by this question. Maybe you can.
Maybe you applied for citizenship when you were single, but now you're married. I mean, if your citizenship took 21 years, I doubt that's the question.
Yeah, exactly.
User 97274400. If you want to pop, kind of clarify your question, be happy to take a look at it again. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, TikTok especially has a short amount of space, and some of these questions we kind of have to try to glean.
User 97274400. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. And for all of you guys out there, please follow us on social media. We would love to make sure that you know when we are going live or when we have important updates for immigration, and also inviting you to join our Facebook page, Live Love Immigration. And you can find it on Facebook under the same name, Live Love Immigration. And our law firm is Gardner and Mendoza.
Yeah, see if you can give us some more information, because I'm with you. A couple things don't go together here for me. Citizen and applied in 2002.
Yeah, or put it in the comments too of my most recent TikTok video.
All right, let's see here. Take my drone.
Guys, what do you guys think? For those who have been on our Wednesday night live stream, what do you think about Friday?
I love it. But
I didn't ask you.
But I'm happy to do Wednesday. Wednesday nights were great too. Either one.
I like that we have no lighting issues here. Yeah. I mean, it's a dreary day in Virginia Beach, but
I'm looking out over the Chesapeake Bay right now, and it's fog. Okay. So Nikki wants to know, how long will it take to get my travel documents after my medical screening? If we know.
Medical screening. Evelina likes the Friday change. We have a different vibe on Fridays. I mean, it's Friday.
Yeah, I'm with Evelina. Evelina and I we're simpatico.
Okay. I'm not sure.
All right. Sorry, Nikki. Not quite sure what the answer
medical. The medical screening. Interview? Yeah, I'm not sure what a little bit more information. Is this for a green card? If this is this at the consulate? In which case, I don't really know the answer to either of the questions because of the process. The processing times are really all over the place, and it really depends on which jurisdiction you're in.
Okay, how about SN 1926 wants to know, what can I do? My petition I-130 for my spouse in 2020. Well, they've got 20202, so it's probably 2020, still pending. Maybe 2022. Not
2020,
sure.
probably 2020. Let's just say
I
2020.
think it's
What can I
2020.
do? Petition for I-130 for the spouse is still pending. Let's just
Yeah.
say it's 2020. Now, if you are a lawful permanent resident who petitioned for your spouse, that is, probably within processing times if your I-130 went to the Vermont Service Center. If you are a U.S. citizen who filed for your spouse, then that is outside of processing time. So if that's the case, then you can actually make inquiries. Sometimes inquiries work, sometimes they don't. You can do a congressional inquiry. If you go to our Live Love Immigration page, then we have it pinned up how to make a congressional inquiry if your case has fallen outside of processing times, or you can sue to get that case adjudicated. So those are some options. And again, it depends on whether you are a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, if it has fallen outside of processing times or whether it's still within processing times. Hopefully that helps.
All right. And here's a great example of why it's helpful to pop over to Facebook, because we can see the questions and we have a lot fewer there. Here's Chris's question about the tourist visa.
Thank you for coming over
we
to
addressed
our
his question
Facebook.
like minutes ago.
Yeah, like yesterday. So fast.
Right. So, Chris, I'm glad that you got over there. Oh, yeah, 2020. They did correct the 2020, still pending.
Okay, gotcha. So 2020, if you filed it, yeah, I mean, I would say that all 2020, that's, let's say filed it in January of 2020, that's now 3 years, right?
I'm sorry, what was the number? I was reading a question here.
Let's just say they filed it in January of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 years, right? It's been 20 to 21 to 22. Yeah. So you are outside of processing times for whoever you are, whether you're a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, if that was done in early 2020. If it was done in late 2020, then, you may still have time to wait on that, but reach out to us and we can help figure out what's going on.
Yep. All right. Immigration law has lots of very interesting questions. Here's an interesting one. Do you file the I-130 for a Peruvian minor born out of wedlock to a U.S. citizen?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again?
So
I was reading someone else's question.
You got a Peruvian minor.
Peruvian minor, yes.
Born out of wedlock.
Born out of wedlock, yeah.
To a U.S. citizen.
To a U.S. citizen, okay.
And they want to know if they file an I-130 or what do they do?
So a case like that, again, I welcome you to come call our office, make an appointment, because that's where we have to get our derivation of citizenship charts out. I mean, we don't have birth dates. We don't have is it the mom who's asking? Is it the dad? How did the parent get citizenship? Were they born here? Did they live in it? I mean, there's so many factors that go into this. And I do love, acquiring and deriving citizenship from parents. This is I love doing those cases, but we need a lot more information and would love to
These
help
are these
with that.
interesting cases where occasionally we are, down in the weeds and we're like, oh, guess what? You're a citizen already.
Yeah,
I am.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
You are.
Right, exactly. And
we have to tie up some loose ends, but yes, you are.
Right. Daniel has a great question and a great sense of humor. Daniel says, "Hi guys, could you go over the next steps after receiving the green card? What should we look out for and what can we do for family members legally?" All right. Well, congratulations to whomever got the green card, lawful permanent resident status. One thing that you should look out for, I guess you can say, is I would not travel outside of the United States for more than 6 months if you can help it, and certainly not over a year. Okay. Abandonment of lawful permanent residency is something that you should look out for, and just make sure that you are not going outside of the United States for those periods of time. If for whatever reason that you have to, then I would recommend filing a re-entry permit, so you're not given a hard time when you're trying to come back in. As far as what you can do for family members legally, as a lawful permanent resident, you can file an I-130 petition for a spouse and unmarried children, no matter what the age of that child. So hopefully that's what you were getting at with that question. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and if you're interested in filing for U.S. citizenship, and I highly recommend that everyone who is eligible to apply for U.S. citizenship apply for U.S. citizenship, then you want to make sure that you're keeping track of the time that you're outside of the United States and in, because that's one of the questions on the application. Can we think of anything else? Don't commit any crimes either.
All right.
No crime. So let's just
No crime.
really quickly.
Yeah.
As a lawful permanent resident, you can get deported. You still can get deported. Now, not to try to burst your bubble if you just got the green card, but you can still get deported. That's why we recommend filing for U.S. citizenship. Like, don't smoke marijuana.
There are many advantages to becoming a U.S. citizen, and one of them, Radlin is right, is that then any possibility of a deportation is gone, because a permanent resident still can be removed from the United States.
Right. No marijuana. I mean, there's so many things, right? We should do a handbook. Evelina, you help us write a handbook for lawful permanent residents, since you were one for so long.
That's right, and she loves your TikToks. And no, I don't foresee that I will be doing any TikToks. No plans anyway. You haven't missed them. All right.
That's funny.
Okay. Life of Biola here wanted to know, or Biola, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but can you apply for citizenship if you've been arrested for drag racing? So,
okay.
Feel that probably have a reckless driving. Racing is probably a reckless driving charge if you were here in Virginia or something similar. And yes, you can. I mean, that's not going to be a bar, but you're going to have some timing issues if you want to address those.
Right, exactly. So drag racing sounds really fun, but we'll do it on a track though.
Right.
Like we don't recommend drag racing, but just as a side note, drag racing sounds like fun. And when I first started driving as a teenager, I would pretend to race whoever was at the light. So yeah, I kind of know what drag racing is.
That's right.
But I was the only one racing, so no one else knew. The mom in the minivan didn't know. So it depends on how that drag racing is charged, right? If it's charged as a reckless driving, and it's a misdemeanor, and it could fall under the petty offense exception, then possibly you could still apply for U.S. citizenship, even if 5-year good moral character period has not yet passed, or 3 years if you're married to the U.S. citizen and live with the U.S. citizen if you're applying early through U.S. citizen spouse, or a year if you're applying through the military. So it just depends. I mean, look, if you're applying for U.S. citizenship, you have a drag racing conviction or a drag racing ticket. If you're applying for U.S. citizenship and if you have any kind of ticket, if you're applying for U.S. citizenship and you have no tickets, you should still consult with an immigration attorney.
Absolutely.
So guys, it doesn't have to be us, right? Just get help and go talk to somebody that you feel comfortable with.
And you said if it's still pending, and I'd just comment on that real quickly. If it is still pending, if you haven't been convicted yet, if it's a charge that's current, be careful with the timing here, because one of the things they like to do in Virginia, especially, is with charges is suspend jail time conditioned on good behavior. Yeah. And if you have a judge who gives you 30 days of jail and suspends it on 2 years of good behavior, while you're under that 2-year good behavior period, your citizenship is going to be paused. So,
Or, I mean, if they will pause it for you, sometimes they won't.
or
They'll
just
deny it.
exactly, or
Yeah.
just deny it. So, meaning that you're not going to be able to pursue it. So you have a real interest. If you have a criminal defense lawyer, make sure they know that that you may want to be applying for citizenship, so you don't have a big, long, good behavior period. All right.
Yeah. We can consult with you on this.
Yeah.
Can you tell?
Absolutely. I mean, let's see. How many times have we had this come up in our practice? 1,000?
Numerous.
Yeah. This is a very common situation. We see this all the time.
Evelina is still worried about getting deported as a
Criminal
U.S. citizen. I swear.
with, yeah. Just real quick. I know we're out of time here, but this has really like sparked a nerve in me.
Yes.
We got to really, all of you, make sure if you have criminal convictions or you have pending criminal charges to contact us, because immigration cases are complicated enough just on their face. And when you add any kind of a criminal conviction or a pending criminal charge, it adds a whole second extra wrinkle to the case that really you need to be super careful about. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, so you may not think, okay, this is just not a big deal. Let me go ahead and apply for citizenship. It can be a big deal.
You certainly can.
Drag racing is, to me, is like not a big deal. But wherever you are, drag racing could be a big deal. It could be a higher level misdemeanor. It could be a class 1 felony. I mean, we don't know where you are and what this ticket is like. So,
I mean, in Virginia, it's a class 1 misdemeanor, just like a DUI or assault and battery.
Yeah.
So wherever you are, it could be like Radlin said, it could be a classified felony. Yeah. Be careful with that stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to grab this last question here, and this will be the last question. It's here on our Facebook page. And basically it's about choice of agent and NVC processing. This is from NET, and they received a letter that because there was no response within a year from the time the NVC sent the letter to process all the fees and documents, they're going to cancel the visa application unless they send, another payment or whatever. So thanks for that, love. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the filter on this. I mean, we're looking tan in this.
Yeah.
Net, you should definitely reach out to us. We can, if that's the case here, it is very, very possible to revive that case and get it back on track. This is super important. Like, how long have you guys been waiting for an I-130 petition to get to the NVC stage? A long time. You don't want it to be canceled. So we invite you to make an appointment with us, and so we can sort that out and take over that case for you. All right.
All right, gang.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. It's been
Happy
super
Friday.
fun. Love all the love, guys.
Thanks for all the love.
Really, really appreciate
Thanks
it.
everyone on TikTok.
2 thumbs up.
Thanks for all of you joined us on Facebook Live here. 2 thumbs up. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Have an awesome weekend. Friday.
We'll see you next Friday at noon. All right.
Take care, guys. Bye.